So what I'd like to do is the Rabbi, bless his heart, started first. So we're going to give the first question to Dr. Shafi. And the first question is one that all of the panelists are going to be asked to address. And so this is it. Do you think science can help us understand where we came from, why we are here, and where we are going? For instance, might science discover another dimension, and might that dimension be called heaven?
I was just talking to my children.
Can you hear?
Two of my boys are here. They go to UNLV. Two of my boys are here with me who go to UNLV. We were talking while we were driving. If a person knows very little science, he will end up being an atheist. And if a person knows a lot of science, he will end up being a believer. I'm in a profession where there is a lot of science which is practiced. The complex mechanism of human body, the complex functioning and the conveying of the commands from the brain to the different parts is so amazing. I will give you one example. The example of the kidneys. Every human being has 2 kidneys, and the weight of each kidney is 250 grams, a quarter of a kilo or half of a pound. And this kidney purifies the human body of all the waste so successfully and so efficiently. And if those kidneys fail, a person has to be hooked to a dialysis machine which weighs roughly 50 kgs, 3 times a week, 3 hours every day. They will be poking needles into our veins to drag the blood and purify it. Yet, if you check the chemistries of the blood, it will not be perfect. So when you understand science, when you look at the tremendous greatness of the Creator, by looking at the creation, you can understand the greatness of the Creator. When you look at an aeroplane, you think of one who created. When you look at this beautiful building, you look at the architect. Similarly, when you look at the grand design of the universe, when you look at the alternation of the orbits and the turning of the day and night and the movement of the sun and moon around the orbits, you can see the power of the Creator. The universe is hanging at a perfect balance. If the earth is spinning, it is also revolving around the earth. With that, we have the seasons. If there is a slight tilt to the axis of the earth, the snow caps will melt and there will be floods. There will be droughts in the world and people will not be safe on the face of the universe. So we have to look at the greatness of the Creator by the use of science. Thank you.
Joel.
Will science, ooh, I got the hot mic tonight. Yes, absolutely, science will, what was the question? Science will definitely benefit mankind and womankind. Whether it will be heaven, I don't know, but in Buddhism it teaches that heaven is one of the 10 life conditions. That's about halfway up from hell at the bottom to Buddhahood and altruism at the top. So the more science understands the workings of the universe on a macro level or a micro level, the more it comes to the life essence, which is what we call Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. So yes, the Buddhism is a very big proponent of science, and we believe that science will benefit all of us greatly.
It's our belief that true science and true religion, there should not be a conflict. We believe that as we gain intelligence and understand and learn, for example, I'm a If I could have seen a professional career in geology, I'd have been a geologist, because I love geology. My minor was in geology. And I appreciate the evolutionary process that we find through geology and through science. Science is a wonderful medium mechanism for us to pursue, and to pursue diligently. We shouldn't take science lightly, because we believe that the degree of intelligence that we gain here on this earth, it will rise with us in the resurrection, that will benefit us greater. And so it's very important for us to learn and to look at science and to study science and become scientific in our attitude to a great degree. At the same time, looking at the spiritual benefits that come from the gospel.
Thank you. From the Baha'i perspective, the material world is a reflection of the spiritual world. And so, if you want to get to heaven, it would be through the attainment of spiritual qualities. But there is some clues as far as that the next world is closer to you than your life bane.
The difference between science and religions is the discovery of truth for science database. For religion, looking at the same ideas or questions, the truth is spiritual and spirit-centered. The thing that I began with a rabbi from 500-600 years ago, intuiting the Big Bang Theory, is simply reaffirmed by science today. In our tradition, we say that the Bible, the scriptures, are in the language, the tongue, the capacity to understand of humankind. For God, 6 days could be 6 million years or 6 billion years. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't negate the creative power. A lot can be learned from science, but science devoid of the Spirit produces all the atrocities of history, including the Holocaust.
Okay, our next question will be individual questions, and we'll start with Joel. You ready? Okay. I think this one has to do with the idea of reincarnation. If people reincarnate, why don't we see lots and lots of really, really highly evolved people around us? Everyone seems mostly pretty ordinary within the general scheme of things.
To that I would say you need to raise your life condition, because we are surrounded by extremely intelligent, wise, and compassionate people. However, if you've ever been mad and someone comes up to you and says, "Oh, you look nice today." What do you mean by that? But our life state determines what we see. When we're happy, everything looks wonderful. When we're in hell, everything looks like, sounds like, smells like hell. So the life condition that we have in this existence totally determines how we experience our every moment. So in Buddhism, we repeat the phrase Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, which is the way that all Buddhas have attained enlightenment. By repeating that phrase, you are instantly in the life condition of Buddha, which we believe is the highest state a human can achieve. When you're in that state, life is wonderful. When you're not in that state, you're at the mercy of the environment inflicting all kinds of problems on you. And we believe that things are happening to us. Bad things are happening to us. However, we are happening to things. So in order to see the wonderful people around you, find a way to raise your life condition. Thank you.
Thank you. Ashley, can you please